listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
Payroll process. In Workday Payroll process, we have few steps in sequential order we have to deploy. But before that, we have few things to be reviewed. One is the payroll basic framework setup has been configured correctly or not. All earnings and deductions has been correctly or not. And all the payment direction rules has been correctly set up. All mappings between compensation and earnings has been correctly mapped. We have to review all the details and then we have to run through the payroll process. What is this Workday payroll process? In order to initiate the payroll from the simulation mode to the finalization of the payroll process for a pay frequency, we will call the entire end payroll process. And when you initiate the payroll process, which means you're calculating the employee gross and net workday, will pick up the values or fetch the values from compensation time and also benefit modules, and then it will process. Workday payroll process consists of few steps. The first one is run pay calculation. Run pay calculation. To make it simple pay calculation. The second step is run pay accounting. This will be taken care by the financial people. Final step is run pay complete. These are the three steps we have to initiate while we're working on the payroll process. But the most importantly, every time payroll process may not go smooth. Sometimes some hiccups, some employees may run into errors, some employees may got zero net amount. How to troubleshoot or if required, how to cancel entire payroll process. For that, let me. In terms of what, we're gonna talk about each one. In just a high level, I'm explaining it this way. Finish payroll process. Manage payroll process has two steps which include cancel run pay. Cancel pay run. I always forget this task because once in a while you will access this task. Run pay cancel. One is run pay cancel. Run pay cancel. Cancel pay run complete. We'll talk about each and every step in detail. Apart from these, we do have one most important step, but this is going to be taken care with our Workday Finance. But we are gonna, since I worked on this area, we're gonna talk about this. Either we can call it a third-party remittance or, in Workday terminology, we can call it a settlement process. Today we'll focus more into this area. Later we'll talk about settlement process. Run pay calculation. What is run pay calculation? As you know, we have created pay groups, pay frequencies. Sorry, we have created pay schedules and then run categories, pay accumulation, etc. Those values, do you remember, Melissa, in which object we have grouped the run category and our pay schedule? Pay group. Excellent. Pay group, we have grouped. Correct why we have grouped in the pay group. Any guess? Isn't it based on frequency mostly? Excellent. Pay frequency in the country and also the employees. Pay frequency based on the employees. Here, when you run the pay, when you initiate, excuse me. When you initiate the run pay calculation, pay group is one of the input. We will enter two parameters here. One is pay group whom you are processing. Another one is pay schedule or which frequency you are processing. Let me show on the screen. Access the task run pay calculation whenever you would like to initiate the payroll. This is the Run Pay Calculation tab. Run Pay Calculation tab. Here, if you see, the two parameters are mandatory. One is pay period. For which pay period you are gonna run the payroll, either bi-weekly, weekly, semi-monthly. That pay period we will select here. You can select the pay periods based on the pay frequency also. For example, I'm selecting USA Semi-Monthly Professional Corporate. I'm selecting semi-monthly for this pay period. I'm gonna run the payroll. When you select this pay period, automatically the pay group associated with the pay period will be automatically available here. Pay run group or pay group. Automatically the pay group associated with this pay schedule or this. Here you will select the pay group. Now for these employees who are part of this pay group, for this employee who's a part of this pay group, for this pay frequency, we are running the payroll. And when you're entering the value, either you can select the run group or you can select the pay group. What is pay run group? I'm not sure I remember that. No problem. The pay group will extend, but I'll create one. Pay run group will be nothing but grouping of multiple pay groups. For example, all my semi-monthly pay groups into one pay run group. Semi-monthly admin professionals, semi-monthly professional corporates, semi-monthly professional regional. But make sure when you create in the pay group, all the pay groups must be sharing the same pay frequency. In one go, instead of running the payroll for each pay group, if I go with this option, I had to run the payroll for each pay group. But if I go with this option, pay run group at one go, I'm gonna run the payroll for all the three pay groups up to customer card. But let me select the pay group. Anything we can select, I'll just call for it. Now, once I select the pay group here, you have few options. This is one of the feature recently in a sense, 3 years almost Workday has added this one. What are all these options? Smart calculation means Workday defined calculation. For example, we have few options will affect the pay calculation. It can be we have added the payroll input for an employee. Or employee, for example, I'm running the payroll for this pay frequency. In this pay frequency, some compensation changes might be happened. Some employees maybe went on long leave. Some benefit plans newly added to an employee. It can be any. Some employees might be promoted. Some employees might be terminated. When you select the Smart Calculation, Workday will take care of all the events. It's not looking particularly for only compensation changes. It's gonna looking for all the events when you select the Smart Calculation. And Smart Calculation based on events means in the particular pay frequency I want to test. For example, in this pay period I have done some compensation changes. I'm running the payroll for 100 employees and compensation changes has been applied for 10 employees. I want to test the new proposed compensation changes are coming into the payroll or not. I will select the event here. It's a kind of a filter. Run the payroll only for the employee who say will have impact on the compensation change. Or I want to run the payroll or test the pay results for the employees who's ever recently promoted to ensure the new compensation changes coming into the picture. I mean the payroll. I will select job change. Or I have loaded payroll inputs for 10 employees out of 100 employees. I want to test for those employees. I will select payroll input. No, it's a kind of simulation. For example, assume I'm a payroll consultant. You are a payroll consultant. I'm a compensation consultant. In the year of 2019, first year we are giving some office allowance to an employee. A new plan has been added office allowance. And I have loaded office allowance for all the employees. Now I told you, hey, payroll team, please go ahead and run your payroll and see whether a new compensation plan is coming into the payslip or not. That you have to run only for compensation. You will put the filter. Let bring only compensation changes. Or a new open enrollment has been initiated and closed. You want to test the new benefit detection has been successful processing or not. You will select benefit changes. Any questions, ma'am, on this? Or any clarifications, I can tell you. Well, I'm just saying that on a regular basis, I could see using that for testing, but on a regular basis, a payroll manager. As a regular basis, always we will go with Smart Calculation. That's what I mean. But for testing, the events are important. That's true. Why Workday has given again? As I said, this recent, as I read, we don't have this control. For example, I'm testing for one worker. I had to run the payroll for all the group of people. Now, Workday has given these further enhancements on that. Now, based on results, sometimes normally first time in running the payroll, it will be not yet started by default. It should be not yet started. Sometimes you run the payroll again. You're rerunning the payroll. It will be in progress. Sometimes you may run into the run into the errors retro, etc. You can select all status and then request recalculation for retro pending commission, retro request recalculations. Or if you're running into error, you can select error as well. These are just a status for which we are running the payroll. No big impact on this. Either it should be, for example, I run the payroll for 100 employees. Out of 100 employees, 8 employees run into errors. 90-day employees. The payroll has been successfully completed. Now I would like to analysis the why the 8 employees got the error. I would troubleshoot and I would like to rerun the payroll only for the 8 employees. I will select the status as error. Does it make sense? You would be rerunning it for the employees who erred previously. That's true. Or I have 100 employees in my pay group, particularly I'm gonna rerun. I would like to run the payroll only for few employees. Particularly, I would like to run the payroll only for few employees. Let's run this example. I'll go to this pay group. Let's go for pay. I want to run the payroll only for this guy. Click copy text run by calculation workers, which means I'm not running the payroll for all the group of the employees in the pay group. Example, in this pay group I have 55 employees. I'm not running for 55 employees. I'm running only for one employee. This is really helpful for terminations, etc. to check for new hires. How I navigated here. I'm running the payroll for this pay group. I selected related actions on the pay group C into new tab. And this is the pay group. Here you can go to the pay group. Here you have members associated with this pay group. From here I select the employees. Got it. No problem. Then let's run the payroll for all the smart with smart calculation. Let her talk all. And this is also a new feature. I will explain, might be in our next session, what exactly it is. Let's go and come back to you on this checkbox. Accounting related. Now for this pay group, all the payroll has been initiated. That's why showing as in progress. Select. I'm gonna run the payroll by selecting. Refresh until the status is successfully completed. Once it's successfully completed, scroll down. Here you have visibility for which pay group you run in the payroll, for which run category, what is the pay cycle type, total number of employees you have initiated. Action reason is blank because this is not for ad hoc. Only ad hoc one, we can see the action reason, corrections, adjustments, etc. Is a regular run, that's why it is blank. Payroll waiting results. If anyone is on waiting, pay results 0. What is meant by waiting pay results is if you hold someone not paying pay for a month, if you hold anyone and the employee pay will be in waiting. Then it'll automated display the worker. Oh no, why it came again. Let's get initiated 1 second please. Let's see initial the run pay calculation. Select the pay period. Through the pay group we are running for CME, monthly professional corporate. Select the pay period and then select the pay group. Go with Smart Calc by default. We'll select refresh. Now, once you scroll down here, you have different statuses. Total number of employees. Payroll is in progress 54. Awaiting employee 0. Request recalibration. By any chance, if you assign any payroll input, Workday has the ability to identify request recalibration here, which means you need to run the payroll for those. You remember, ma'am, how we went to the worker payroll pay results and we recalculate the pay results while testing. Do you remember how we did the recalculation for existing employee? Oh, you just pull up. You can go to the employee and you go to, is it rerun count? Pending completion means this step is done. This step is done. Run pay complete is done. So, run pay account is done. Run pay accounting is done. And pay completed is awaiting, and it will display the total number of employees awaiting to complete or initiate the pay complete. Currently, we are not went to the third step. It will be by default expected 0. And then in error, no employees. Out of 54 employees, there's no employee has any errors. Oh, good. On. Any guess or any idea what is mean by on hold? Oh, you've intentionally put someone on hold. Yeah. Some people might be absconded, could be a disciplinary action, could be employee said he will join and he extended the date. We are not supposed to process a payroll at that time, correct? We'll skip the employee from the payroll process. Or let's say an employee is going a long leave, sabbatical leave. Company policy, if any employee going on sabbatical leave, that employee no longer visit per salary until the employee will come back to this. Do you agree? Sabbatical leave. Correct? And then take them off hold when they come back. Yes, mom, 1 year, 2 years, something like that. In such case, we can skip the employees from the payroll process. Let me show one example how to place an employee on hold. Since we have paid here, let me take Austin Jin. Select Austin Jin employee into the next pay tab. go to the worker pay. Here you have pay results. See, the current status is in progress. Now select worker related actions. Pay result related actions, pay calculation, place employee on hold. The data shown will be lengthy. You can see all this. You're gonna play this employee on hold, which means you're not processing payroll from here onwards. And then if you can go to the pay group, the payroll process, and when you run the payroll again, let me refresh the page. Automatically, you can see the employee will be placed on employees placed on hold. Oh, let me recalculate. I'm not seeing any employee on hold. Let me recalculate again. Run pay calculation. Run the payroll. The employee must be in the on hold. You see here one employee on hold. When you select here, you can see the employee name. This way, you can place an employee on hold now. Any questions about employee on hold? Now let me release that employee just for show to show you how I saw that I did. Let me release that employee on hold, please. Now, once you initiate the payroll first step, this is kind of a simulation. We are still here only. We're still here only. Once you initiate the run pay calculation, you should have simulation. What happens at the back row? Navigate to the process information. Here you can see the list of steps. What happens will be aligned here. What? Those are the pay groups. They'll identify the pay run group, identify the employees, compare with the previous result, validate employees whether active or terminated, fetch the payroll inputs, calculate the results, pair the results, remove previous results which you compare, launch of audit, etc., etc. I request you, maybe once you got some time, once you initiate the payroll process, please go through these step details. The payroll area that they ask you to select in the book, it's not available in the tenant. No, as I mentioned, that is for your reference. Please don't go with they will say some pay group, pay run group. Please don't go with that. You please create your own pay groups for your test. I'm sorry, the pay period. That's what I said. Please create your own pay periods. What are the values given? Please don't go with that. Steps you can follow whenever they select this pay period. Select this pay group. Please select your own details, whatever you have created. But is there still gonna be like time in there to process for people, or if they're hourly? Or you can take a sample. Weekly employees will be paid as a hourly. You can take a sample employees either hourly or semi-monthly based on your pay frequency once you create. And let me show the same payroll process manually we initiated. And not only that, ma'am, when, what is the start date, end date, total time has taken for each step, how many results have been fetched. Everything you can track here. And then the batch process we can set. This we initiated manually. Can we schedule? I'm going on vacation, or I would like to trigger the steps automatically at particular time and date. I don't want to run the payroll. Can Workday will take care automatically? Answer is yes. Let's see. Same pay and pay calculation for it. Go to the task. Schedule run pay. Or else initial the run pay calculation. The best navigation is pay period. Pay period. Pay group. Now scroll down. Here you have a scheduled pay calculation. Select this. Select the pay and pay frequency. We would like to, if it is a weekly payroll, we'll set weekly recurrence and particular date. If it is a monthly payroll, we will select once in a month. Just second. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.